Okay, so here's a question. Are we saved by faith or by works? Now, the answer I'm about to give you guys might surprise you. So my answer for that is neither. What? Yeah, that might surprise you. Okay. It is not our faith or our works that saves us. It's God's grace. We are saved by grace through faith. Now, the thing with being saved by grace is that we have to cooperate with it. But, yeah, before I get into that, let me kind of just give a little background, if you can call it that. So, in our lives, we have easily done enough to go to hell. Yeah, we have done way more than enough evil to go to hell. Yeah, God is a holy God. He is perfect. And the place that he has in heaven, it is holy. It's a holy place made by a holy God. And sin cannot enter in there. You cannot get into heaven as a sinner. The only way that anyone is going to get in there is if we are cleansed from our sin and made new. And we can't do that on our own. So that is where grace comes in. We need God's grace to do that for us. Yes, grace is not just mercy. Grace is the work of God in our lives, changing us, changing our heart, and having a reflection of that in our lives. God's grace changes us. It makes us better. You know, it takes us away from dead works and puts us into faithful works. Yes, God's grace makes us born again. It makes us new. It makes us better. Yet, when we are changing, when we are really changing in Christ, that is God's grace. And that is what saves us. Without God's grace changing us like that, then we would still be sinners and we would still be going to hell. Now, the thing is that we have to cooperate with grace. We're saved by grace through faith. It's not our faith itself that saves us, but we need faith to access that grace. Grace isn't just something that God is going to give us without us having to take it. Now, it's free. It's freely available. It's something that Jesus has died to give us. So it's out there. It's a free gift. But, we have to receive it. He's not going to force it on us. It's a gift that we have to accept. Yes, God is not going to change us if we do not allow him to change us. And if we're acting like, oh, God will do it all, like, I don't have to do anything, I can just keep sinning, God will change me. No, you can't. God is only going to save people who want to be saved. And if you are deliberately living in sin, God's going to see that. He's going to be like, why should I give grace to this person? God is not going to force his grace on you. No, is God going to give the grace to people who cooperate with him? or to people who deliberately go against him. If you are just practicing sin all the time, then how is that cooperating with grace? How is that allowing grace to change you? No, you're keeping yourself in sin. You are not allowing God to change you if you keep on sinning. You're not letting grace work that way. We're saved by grace through faith. And faith is trusting in God and trusting in what Jesus taught. And faith is also obedience. Yes, faith is obedience. We do have to obey God. Now, I know there are people who do not want to accept that faith is obedience. But you cannot have faith without being faithful. You can't. True faith produces faithful works. Oh no, not that horrible word, works. Oh yes, no one wants to do the works. Yeah, you don't want to do the works of faithfulness. No, you just want to say, I have faith. But that's not enough. That is what is called dead faith. Like it talks about in James chapter 2. Faith without works is dead, being alone. If you have faith, and it's not faith that is producing some obedience in your life, it's not real faith, it's dead faith. We need real, living faith in order to access grace. We cannot change without God's grace, but we have to allow it to change us. And if we are continuing to go against God, then we're rebelling. We're not letting him change us. We need to let him change us by giving ourselves over to obedience in faith. Only the faithful will be saved by grace. And it's not us saving ourselves. It's us cooperating with God and allowing him to save us. It's not our faith that saves us. It's not our works that saves us. It's God's grace that saves us, which we get by obedient faith. We can't just be lazy and say that we don't have to do anything, that we can keep sinning, and that we're saved by grace. If you think that you're saved by grace and that means you can keep sinning, it proves that you don't know what grace is. Grace is not a license to sin. Grace is the very thing that takes us away from sin. If you are not being taken away from sin, then there is something wrong, and you need to come and obey God. We have to obey. We have to cooperate with God and let his grace change us and save us. You don't get saved by continuing in rebellion. That's not faith. God bless everyone. Peace.